Darvin, how does your team's preparation, how is it affected by the unknown status of Ja for game two?
I mean, we just prepare as if he's playing. We don't try to assume anything or try to make any predictions. We just make sure we cover plan A, plan B. Plan A, he plays. Plan B, what type of adjustments they'll make. And obviously, they have their lineups that they play with without him when he's been hurt in the past. So the biggest thing for us is just to, more so focus on what we're doing and to make sure we're tight with our presentation of the game plan that we're putting down. And, we'll find out when we find out, but it's about us.
Prior to the collision with AD, what did you see out of Ja? I mean, he came into the game with a pad on his hand, but was that the full-fledged Ja that you had been preparing for?
I mean, yeah, man, playing downhill with relentlessness and made some threes and, just being Ja, the special athlete and basketball player that he is. So we didn't expect anything less.
What stood out to you on film in the rewatch of the game?
It was great, man. To see Rui hit shots. I mean, we had guys play big minutes in different segments that really allowed us to stay playing at a high level and also separate ourselves toward the end. And just everybody chipping in. Our activities, our defense, just the attention to detail. And it's still a lot we need to clean up. But overall, I just thought we were on point defensively. Offensively, the ball moved. We played from side to side, played downhill, really didn't settle much. So overall, it was a good performance. Obviously, we came away with the win.
Has this been your first time as a head guy? What's it like for you preparing as the head man?
I mean, it's cool. You just sift through the information. I'm blessed to have an outstanding coaching staff and players who've been through the wars that can share, their experiences with certain scenarios that we face within the game. And you just gather all the information, sift through it, and try to pare it down to where it's not complicated and it's not, overreaching. Just a simple game plan on both sides of the ball. And try to be as efficient as possible.
Are you wanting to read any books or any other things for the course of the season?
Man, my mind is running. I'm watching other playoff games. I'm watching us on film. Only book I'm reading is the Bible.
Are you having fun to read?
Are you having fun with this?
I'm enjoying it. Just making sure we stay locked in, but all the while just being thankful. Taking things day by day. We were fortunate to have a great performance, but even with that said, we still got ways and there's opportunities to get better. A few things we saw on the film we can get better at. But overall, anytime I wake up in the morning, I'm thankful and I'm happy.
LeBron had a few chase down blocks,
Yeah.
Showed explosiveness there, but I think tracking data said he only had about 5 drives in the game.
Yeah.
Where do you feel like his body's at since he returned from the foot injury?
I think it's good, man. I just think he's in a good place, all parts, physically, mentally, spiritually, really locked in, really on the guys about their focus and not, you have that tendency, you come out, win the first game, you have that tendency to want to relax. We have to fight that urge and just constantly think about what can we do better, how can we be better, both individually and as a team. And in terms of the basketball stuff, I think he's just taking what the defense is giving him. The shifts and activity that Memphis executes in order to take away the paint, it's not going to be many driving lanes. And especially for him, they're all antennas are up when he has the ball. So he's doing a great job of making the right play.
You talked about plan A versus plan B. The difference between Ja and Tyus Jones is like fire and ice. What do you tell your team as they prepare for what they could or could not see, on Wednesday?
Man, as long as we come out, we're highly competitive, we're communicating, and we're giving multiple efforts. It doesn't matter who's in the lineup. We respect them wholeheartedly. They're a hell of a ball club. It's a reason they've been at the top of the food chain the entire year and the last couple of years. So no matter who's in the lineup, who's out of the lineup, our work is going to be cut out for us. They're a highly competitive group with a lot of energy, and they're coming out with a focus to even out the series and represent on their home floor. So we approach it as such.
Darvin, how as AD's gotten more comfortable in the defensive system, how is his, I guess, on-court leadership, on-court accountability of his teammates? Have you seen an uptick in that as the season has gone on?
Absolutely. He and Brian both, man. You know, they're world champions. And so, and then us adding Tristan. He's another world champion. The guy's been through a lot of wars. So just talking to these guys, talking to the young guys, talking them through it, and being consistent with the message. Simple, but yet consistent in terms of what their approach need to be. You know, how they need to attack and not play on their heels and constantly play on their toes and pushing forward. And so having that, it's like that's the silver lining of it all, man. Just us, what we have to do as coaches, but also having guys in the locker room that's been there and done that, that can share with these guys, share their experiences.
Darvin, just
say that as obviously the roster got more balanced and the personnel changed, but that the communication channels have been cleaner. Is that fair?
Absolutely. I mean, we talk. Again, it's not about any particular person leading the way. We have several leaders in our camp, coaches and players, and front office for that matter. Everybody being on the same page from constructing the type of team that we knew that we needed to construct in terms of fitting our two best players in Bron and AD, and also how we apply that to the games, and now how do we apply it to playoff basketball. Everyone being on the same page and sharing dialogue and communication. And I think when you have that, there's a greater chance that you end up on the positive side of things because, again, no one is trying to outdo one another or withhold information. Everyone is trying to pitch in and do their part to make sure we succeed.
Darvin, you've coached some other big-time defensive players, but with AD, just wondered from when you took the head coaching job to where you are now, how much he is essential to the scheme and what stands out to you about his defense.
I mean, we like to play in center field, which causes the big, whoever's guarding the screener, to be back. And we like the red, switch out. And he's great at both. He can move his feet, and obviously we've been seeing throughout the season, and particularly in game one, how he can protect the rim and chase down blocks as well as Brian. So he's a very versatile defender, and to have him out there with Vando, Austin scrappy, willing to put his body on the line. Brian is a guy that can guard multiple positions. D'Lo is a smart defender. So, we feel good, but without question, no shadow of a doubt that he's setting the tone for us in terms of protecting the paint and specifically protecting the rim.
With Rui, there was obviously a lot of attention on the 29 points, but defensively, he's basically become your small ball five off the bench.
Yes.
How important has he been on that end and just his ability to kind of man the paint?
The physicality that he plays with, he's not an easy guy to catch the ball against, let alone post up. And as you mentioned, he still is extremely athletic, extremely quick and fast, so he's able to, if need be, switch out on a smaller guy, keep him in front, contest, and also come back, help on the glass, help secure a defensive rebound. So having him in that role, and again, he's like, I call Vando the defensive Swiss Army knife. He's like an offensive Swiss Army knife, and as well as what he's able to do defensively is pretty special. So we're just happy to have him over here.